On the 4th of July, 2017, a beautiful spiritual sister came into my life in Manhattan, New York, named Janae Hansen, who's very intuitive and angelically gifted. She's best of friends with Tara Love, who is a very talented Grammy Award winner singer. Tara is also a student of vocal coach Deborah Bonner, who was highlighted previously in episode 3. Janae and Tara are like spiritual twins. Janae also does neurofeedback, and after getting me very relaxed, she asked me to choose one word to describe the energy I'd felt in my life that didn't belong. I had a good idea where that was going, but I decided to play along anyway. And then she asked me what happened to me when I was 3 and 5. That was the first time I ever felt that way. Janae said we all have a trauma in our childhood around 3 and 5 that we need to learn how to shift, or it continues to create trauma for the rest of our life. And the truth is, a lot of people are dealing with trauma from when they were in the womb and more, but that's a topic for another conversation. I'm glad I had the attitude of staying open to things that can help shift more of the negative to positive, and Janae really is intuitively gifted and helped me feel safe, which is another reason why I agreed to continue the journey with her. Our journey into my childhood took me back to the story of my dog. I talk about this story further in future episodes, and the script for all that had already been written months ago. So I've been doing pretty good at embracing, listening to, and shifting my pain. I'm also a big believer in angels, and with God's help, Janae helped me relive even more of the trauma I had apparently been carrying around since I was a little rascal, and just barely a little rascal back around 1973 to 74. I had a dog that looked a lot like Petey from the Little Rascals, that used to bark at cars and chase them if he got loose. And one day, my dog got loose and didn't just bark at and chase this one truck coming down the street. My dog ran out in front of the truck, and I watched the driver hit the gas when he saw my dog in front of him. I shouted, "No!" and the driver just kept right on going. I went into a state of shock as I watched and heard my dog's body being broken, beaten, and literally smashed. And I ran out in the middle of the street next to my dog and cried as I watched the blood pouring out of my dog's head and saw him take his last breath. My dog was pulled out of the street and into our yard, where his body began to become hardened with rigor mortis over the next few hours. This kind of trauma can create a ripple effect throughout the rest of our life. I do remember my dad talking to me about my dog, but that conversation was just a typical on-the-surface logic talk that he went to heaven or something like that. After the neurofeedback session, Janae had me very relaxed, and I was able to relive my experience with my dog in vivid detail, to relive it to the point that my heart was really aching and the tears were flowing. And then something different happened. She explained that I had given my power away and helped me to recreate the story, not just retell it or relive it, but to recreate the story in just as vivid detail, as if all of my senses were experiencing the positive opposite. I could actually see and feel the driver hit the brake and stop the truck when he saw my dog in front of him. Then I saw the driver get out of the truck, and I felt a strong love coming from the driver as I watched the driver bring my dog to me. And it was like I could feel my dog with my hands. I could feel and smell his big tongue licking my face. The love I felt was as if it was Jesus Christ bringing me my dog. And my hurt was turned to happiness and joy as I recreated the rest of that story and many other things connected to it from that moment on. I invite you all to find the time to experience what it actually looks, sounds, feels, and tastes like with all of your senses on a deep emotional and spiritual level. Pray for the miracles you deserve, using the same principles with the intention to recreate not just your personal history, but all human history. The bummers didn't belong to the driver either. I'm sure he had experienced his own history of abuse. So recreate your entire life. Experience an amazingly beautiful now and beautiful future. If you already practice prayerful meditation, this will be easier for you. This is actually what prayerful meditation is all about. With that said, it's time to go into more of a spiritual conversation, which is what I've been preparing you for. Some of this will be controversial, but the principles are eternal, meaning the same yesterday, today, and forever.